and welcome to InfoScope. I'm your host, Hannah Kim. Winter is now in full swing in Korea, and today we will bring you stories that will help you beat off the freezing cold. Despite the cold weather, Korean beauty products are pulling in people from all over the world with their unique, beneficial features and their wide variety. Let's find out more in Briefing Scope. Korean cosmetic products are steady sellers all over the world today. From cosmetics inspired by inkless stamps to cosmetics with mucin, an extract from snails that have cellular regenerative properties, these unique ideas and inspirations are delighting the global market. New research has revealed that specific germs in the intestines trigger atopic disorders. These germs weaken the gastrointestinal walls, causing microorganisms to spread throughout the body and trigger the skin immune system. Hopefully, this research will contribute greatly to the development of treatment for atopic disorders. A multinational research team, including Korean researchers, has succeeded for the first time in sequencing the genome of an ancient African from the Neolithic era. DNA was extracted from a skull excavated in Moda Cave in Ethiopia, and researchers were able to deduce the gender and skin color of the person, as well as the conditions under which the person lived. We're talking about a person who lived 4,500 years ago. Professor Jae-young of Korea Polytechnic University became the first Korean to receive the Thomas Edison Award presented by the International Electrotechnic Convention. The convention is one of the top 3 international standardization organizations. E has been active in the convention since 2004 and has contributed to the development of an international standard for digital multimedia broadcasting. Once again, congratulations to Professor Jae-young for the Thomas Edison Award. And speaking of awards, the Nobel Prizes will soon be given out. On that note, shall we learn some interesting facts about the Nobel Prize in Industry Inside? Let's take a look.
The Nobel Prize is awarded to those who have been recognized for advances in human civilization. There have been 829 laureates over the past 114 years since the Nobel Prize was first awarded in 1901. The oldest recipient was awarded in 2007, while the youngest was awarded last year. Leonid Hurwitz of the United States received the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences at the age of 90, while 17-year-old Malala Yousafzai was the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. Some recipients were awarded when they were in prison. German peace activist and author Karl von Ossietzky was in forced custody when he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1935. Chinese human rights activist Liu Xiaobao received the news of his Nobel Peace Prize while he was imprisoned in 2010. Nobel Prizes aren't awarded posthumously, but there has been an exception. This is Ralph Steinman of Canada, a co-recipient of the 2011 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Steinman passed away due to pancreatic cancer immediately after the announcement for the award was made. However, the Nobel Foundation did not cancel its initial decision. These stories and facts add an interesting dimension to the prestigious Nobel Prize, which has more than 100 years of history. Smartphones, delivery drones, and interactive robots were things you could only see in movies 30 years ago, but they are commonplace today. What can we expect 30 years from now? Experts predict that artificial intelligence will lead the transformation of our future society.
지금까지도 기술에 의해서 사회가 변하고 여러 가지가 막 새로운 게 나오고 그래서 정신없이 그렇게 바뀌었는데 앞으로는 그런 현상이 더 심해질 것이고 그런 현상을 더 가속화시킬 것은 아마도 사물 인터넷 기술, 인공지능 기술이지 않을까 생각이 듭니다.
Predictions show that renewable energy like solar power will tackle energy shortage issues, and there will be ways to treat cancer and incurable diseases. Moreover, the development of the Internet of Things will allow remote control of devices from anywhere, while artificial intelligence will blur the line between man and machine.
10년 후의 미래가 이렇게 전개될 것이고 이렇게 준비해야 되겠다라고 이미 준비하고 있기 때문에 이러한 좋은 의견들을 받아서 좀 더 좋은 미래 전략으로 만들어갈 생각입니다.
At the Forum for Exploring Future Science and Technology Development, experts emphasize that only by tackling major social issues, like low birth rates or inequality by 2045, which marks the 100th anniversary of liberation for Korea, will we be able to create an ideal future. This 3D printer completed an 8-centimeter tall replica of the Eiffel Tower in 8 minutes. This is up to 20 times faster than conventional printers, which take an hour to produce a 3-centimeter cube. Each level is only 1/100th of a centimeter thick, allowing for finer and smoother surfaces.
올라갔다가 내려오고 또 빗주고 이런 공정이 굉장히 복잡한 공정이 있었지만은 저희들이 개발한 거는 연속 적층이라 그래서 1시간에 60cm를 만들 수 있는 그 기술을 올해 개발하게 됐는데.
This 3D printer, developed by American researchers, can use 10 materials simultaneously. The printer utilizes a scan technology so delicate that it can even produce an object half as wide as a strand of hair, and a single printer can create anything from a spare part to a complete product. There are predictions that the 3D printer market will expand almost tenfold by 2018. 3D printing technology will advance even quicker as companies in and outside Korea work toward boosting printing speeds, which is considered the biggest limit of 3D printing. When the seasons change, there are large differences in daytime and nighttime temperatures, and a person's immune system becomes less effective, making the person susceptible to viruses. This is why so many people catch a cold or a flu during the change of seasons. The cold and the flu are both caused by viruses. However, there are some differences between these two. You can get a cold when one of some 200 types of viruses, such as the rhinovirus and the coronavirus, enters your system. A cold can be caught all year long. Symptoms of the cold include fever, coughing, and mucus buildup in the throat, and they tend to disappear in 7 to 10 days. On the other hand, the influenza virus is responsible for the flu, and people are most susceptible to it during the transition period from autumn to winter and from winter to spring. In contrast with the cold, symptoms of the flu include the chills, sore muscles, sore throat, and diarrhea. Some of the worst cases can last more than 3 weeks. There are so many viruses that cause a cold that there are no cold vaccines, but there are flu shots. Following the administration of a flu shot, antibodies appear in the body 2 weeks later and are effective for 6 months. While it's most effective to get a flu shot before October, if you haven't done so, you are advised to visit a nearby clinic or hospital to get your flu shot.
Getting flu shots is important, but of course it is also important to get enough sleep every night and maintain your health. Sleeping at night and waking up in the morning works thanks to our bio clocks, and Korean researchers have found out just how this biological clock ticks. Will there be a day when we can control our own biological clock? Let's find out in Take a Peek.
People who go on long-haul flights often suffer from the time difference between their destination and their home, because their internal biological clock does not match the local time. Even if the body temperature rises, there is no change in the biological clock. This is in contrast with how other body functions speed up when temperatures are higher. Why is that? When body temperature rises, the minute hand of the biological clock speeds up. This period 2 protein keeps the minute hand from speeding up, as if unwinding the clockwork. Conversely, when body temperature is low and the clock hand is moving slowly, the protein winds up the clock. Korean researchers became the first to find out how this winding and unwinding action of the period 2 protein works. Researchers stated that medications that can control the period 2 protein can potentially speed up or slow down the biological clock. The results of the research were published in the scientific journal Molecular Cell. Korean researchers, in collaboration with this year's Chemistry Nobel Prize winner Aziz Sankar, have developed a new technology that can analyze the recovery process of DNA damaged by carcinogens. A team from the Korea Research Institute of Standards and Sciences, led by Jae-young, worked on the research with a team from North Carolina University, led by Sankar. DNA pieces are created when DNA requires repairing. These pieces are extremely small, but they are important in confirming whether DNA recovery is taking place or not. The new technology can also monitor signal transmission of damaged cells and other cellular reactions. This is a key technology for new clinical tests that can analyze the potential danger of carcinogens and the effects of anti-cancer drugs. Sankar, a well-known figure in DNA recovery mechanisms, and Che have jointly published a paper comparing this new analysis technology with current technologies. Korean researchers have developed a nanoscale medication transport system that can be used to treat sepsis, a chronic disease triggered by an infection. A team led by Professor Bae Jong-sup of Kyungbuk National University and Professor Kim In-sun of KAIST announced that they have overcome the shortcomings of current sepsis treatments and have created a nanoscale medication transport that can boost the effectiveness of treatment. The research team eliminated components in current treatment methods that could prevent blood clotting and created a transport device made of components that exist in the human body, which would take only the actual medication. The research team stated that in a trial with mice, the effect of medication lasted 10 times longer with the new transport method compared to the existing method. There were no side effects and a higher chance of survival. This research was published in the material science journal, Advanced Materials. It folds freely, left and right. And now we have a paper crane. But it can switch on a bulb and power a toy car. This particular battery is made from nanocellulose. Nanocellulose comes from thinly cut cellulose, an important component of trees. Conventional lithium-ion batteries are made from metals, making them unbendable. On the other hand, this battery is made from cellulose, which is 1/10,000th the width of a strand of hair. In other words, this battery is made of fiber and is easy to fold. Moreover, it lasts 3 times longer than most conventional batteries.
차원 구조를 갖는 나노셀룰로스를 이용하여 망상 구조를 만들므로써 종이학을 접을 수 있을 정도의 높은 유연성과 우수한 용량을 확보할 수 있었습니다.
As the battery was made from trees, an eco-friendly material, this battery has a bright future. Some advantages this battery has include lower power costs and product uniqueness. As a key technology, it can be the base for devices in many markets, including electric cars and wearables.
Normally, when we think of batteries, we think of hard metallic objects, but now we have batteries that fold like paper. If this product becomes commonplace, it will have numerous applications, don't you think? Well, this wraps up today's episode of InfoScope. We'll be back next week with more interesting and groundbreaking news and stories. See you all next week. Goodbye!